Hi, this is just a little video I'm making for fun. Um, this is just a little video going over my game collection, actually. Um, First off is the NES. This is actually an HD compatible aftermarket NES console that I got recently, a few months back. Uh, It's called the Retron HD. Retron's pretty big in the aftermarket console market. This is one of their consoles that's only for um, NES. Uh, it's got a little switch on the bottom where I don't know if it'll show up. This camera's kind of bad. But it has a little switch on the bottom where you can switch between NTSC or PAL. I've I've actually tried just out of curiosity. I've tried to switch it over to PAL. Um, Even though I don't have PAL games, I'm not even in a PAL region. I tried to do that, and the screen went all crazy and stuff. Yeah, it was so wacky. First off is Super Mario Brothers. This is one of the first games I got with the system. Funny thing about this system is nobody actually knows when it came out over here in America. Uh, in Japan, the game was released on September 13th, 1985, but nobody knows when it came out over here. Like I said, it's like a really big mystery in gaming. Like it's still debated to this day. Um, it's pretty wild. Next up is a later NES title, um, Dr. Mario. Um, it's it's a pretty fun game. Uh, I remember I remember I had a family member who used to play it a lot. I don't remember if it was a grandmother or an aunt. I can't remember. I almost feel lackluster because I didn't give a backstory on this game. Um, all I know is like there was some prototypes released of it, and in the while in development, it actually didn't have the title Dr. Mario. It was actually just called Virus. Um, and there were like quite a few key differences. Um, I've actually played the prototype on an emulator, and the gameplay is pretty much the same. It's just it looks different. It's got different like sprites and stuff like that. Next up is a personal favorite, Super Mario Brothers 3. Um, this game is really fun. It's like I said, it's a personal favorite of mine. It's probably my favorite NES game. I don't have any particular knowledge on this, other than it released over here in the early '90s. I don't remember the year. Okay, um, it released in Japan in 1988, and it took a couple years to come over here. Uh, it came out over there in 1988. It came out over here in 1990, and in Europe they didn't get it till '91. So that is pretty screwy, but I can understand that it might take a little bit, you know, kinda. And lastly, it's a multi-card. I couldn't help myself. Like, I know I wasn't going to be able to expand my collection very fast, so I figured I'd get get this multi-card. It's got 143 games on it, and some of them actually being pretty good versions of the games, like the original version for a lot of them. But with the first and third Mario games, it does. do the typical multi-cart thing, the typical bootleg thing, and like it's not the best looking. Like for example, Mario 3 on it is the Japanese version without a title that just has the 3 on it. Um, like if you've seen like knockoffs of the NES Classic Edition, um, you would know that version pretty well. Or if you have this multi-card itself, yeah, it was pretty cheap too. I got it on AliExpress. Um, their tech isn't that good, but things like this and like clothes and stuff, it's fine, you know. Now, moving on, the Nintendo 64. Uh, Personal childhood favorite of mine. This is actually my very first game console. Not this, not this exact one, but it was my very first game console ever. Um, this one I actually got a few, like, quite a few Christmases ago. My dad took me to a local game shop that sells new and old games. Um, and this was there, and this is only like $50. There was there was a Jungle Green variant there too. It was $100. That's the cheapest I've ever seen a Nintendo 64 console like this, and the special edition that they had. Anyway, this was $50, and I got Pilot Wings 64 with it. They had a deal going on where you could get a free like $5 off of a game, and Pilot Wings 64 was there for $5. So I just got Pilot Wings 64 free with the console. I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. Um, First off, Super Mario 64. This one's an authentic copy. Um, it's not the copy I had as a kid. That copy, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to the old Nintendo 64 that I used to have. But yeah, I used to play this one all the time when I was a kid. It was my very first video game, like at all. Um, I would come home every day after Head Start and just pop it in, just forget the rest of the day. You know, it was really big part of my childhood, and I will not forget the memories that I've made with this game. I also didn't beat it until 2020. um, Next up is Mario Kart 64. It's a reproduction card. I didn't realize that. You see, that's what they do. They fool you into thinking it's real by selling it for an affordable price. Then they send it to you, and it's fake. It still plays well and everything. Like it plays just like any Mario Kart 64 would. Um, I have a lot of memories of this too. When I was a kid, I used to be awful at the races, so I would just play time trials and like go to Peach's castle and make it think like I was make it like I was going to go visit Peach or something, you know. Anyway, yeah, fun game, childhood favorite of mine. Next up is Pokemon Snap. This one is actually the um the one I had as a kid. Um, it still has still has an old sticker on it from a game store, and I just cannot bring myself to peel it off. This cartridge does need to be cleaned a bit. Um, I might try to get some stuff to do that. I don't know. Um, I actually put my initials on it on the but on the paper too. This one is just like sentimental, you know. I might get another copy for like legitimate playing. I do play this though sometimes. Um, but yeah, it's a fun one. It's very fun. Game I used to play as a kid. I played it quite a bit. I think I never really got far in it. I did like when I got my Nintendo 64 again. I did actually beat it, and it was a pretty fun experience. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a pretty fun experience going through and getting Pokemon to do different poses was like so huge. Like that was so well done. This is just a really good game that I happen to love very much to this day. And I'm not even that big of a Pokemon person. Here comes another childhood favorite of mine. This is 007, The World Is Not Enough. Um, this one is often referred to as the poor man's GoldenEye. And I can see why it controls the same. It's got like a very similar layout. Like it's got nearly the same controls. Like almost like copy and paste, same controls all throughout. But it plays a lot differently. It has voice acting, which is new and wasn't bad for the time actually. I did play it a lot as a kid, but I didn't play it as much as I played GoldenEye. I played GoldenEye a heck of a lot more than I played this one. But still, I really, really do like this one. And it brings back a lot of memories every time I play it. I remember I would always only be able to complete the first two levels on it and not like any more after that. um, but recently I've gotten a little better at it. I've gotten a little bit farther. Next up is another reproduction card, Super Smash Brothers. Um, I didn't get this until later as a kid, but I remember that I really liked it, and that got me down the rabbit hole of really being into Super Smash Brothers as a series. Uh, I really like it, but I don't have as much to say about it as the other ones, so we're just gonna put that back down for now and move on to the next game, which happens to be the one I got with the system, Pilot Wings 64. Yeah, it was like I said earlier, it was $5, and like they had a deal going on where you get $5 off of any game you were getting. So I just practically just got this free with the system. uh, it's actually another childhood favorite. You'll notice a lot of these game, a lot of the games that I have for my Nintendo 64 were games that I had as a child. Like every single one of them are childhood favorites. Um, yeah, I play this one a lot. I would always like like this and Super Mario 64 were two of my favorite games of all time. I remember I would not even follow the objectives. I would just go do random bullcrap, um, and all that. Yeah, it was really, really fun. Next up is a system I can't even play right now because I don't have a controller for it. The Xbox 360. This is an Xbox 360 Slim that I got off of Mercari, and I actually got it pretty cheap. Um, and the thing about Mercari is they they use UPS, and UPS don't drop off packages if they're like big, like like this was in. Um, so they just it was a huge fiasco trying to get it, but I finally got it. I had someone pick it up for me at the drop off place. Finally, finally got it, and I need a controller for it. I'll, I'll I'll try to get one as soon as possible. I'm kind of low on funds right now. I don't really have any income coming in, so I guess I'll have to just try and see what I can do with this. I'll probably find one secondhand though. It's not really a problem. This one is probably the one that I have the lowest collection for because most of the uh, Xbox games that I do have, Xbox One and Xbox 360, I have digitally. So my collections for those aren't as huge. Um, but yeah, and the only physical game I have for the 360 is The Sims 3. This game I had as a kid, and like I didn't think I would like it, but I fell in love with it. Like I don't know what it is. Like the freedom of like creation and all that was just like so mind-boggling to me at the time that I just made so many families and made. Oh my God, I wouldn't even just stay with one. I would just go willy nilly with it and just I would just have it all. Had all of them on like an old Model 1 Xbox 360 I had way back in the day. That hard drive on there, the detachable hard drive, was full of Sims families that I made and left and didn't do anything else with because because I forgot all about it because that Xbox is toast. It's toast. I think it messed up. I don't honestly do not remember what happened to it. Moving on. Moving on to the Xbox One S. Uh, this specific Xbox I actually got because it was my birthday and I didn't have any money at the time. So a friend sent me some money and I got this. This is actually pretty freaking cheap. It was like $100 some, and it came with a controller, a working controller, and everything. And see, that's something I forgot to mention the about the Xbox One S, not the Xbox One S, Xbox 360 Slim. Was that when it did come with a controller, the controller was toast. Uh, so I had to get another one, but it messed up too. Anyway, this came with a working controller and everything. That was probably one of the best deals I've ever gotten on anything in my entire life. It's like most of the games I had digitally, so handy enough. I was just able to just go ahead and download all the games. Um, I was gifted Xbox Live Gold like like last year, and I finally got to use it when I got this. So it was very cool experience, very neat, very fun. And now on to the only two physical games that I have that are still working. First off is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Uh, I think I got this when I got my stimulus check a few years ago. Um, same with Sims 2. I might as well go ahead and show them both. These both I got with stimulus check money. Of course, now the Sims 4 is free to play, so having the physical version, it's pointless. Don't worry, it's on the bed. Um, but this one still has some value since it's not free to play. Not that I know of. I don't know why it would be free to play. It's EA. It's EA. Probably one of the only free to play. Probably one of the only free to play games they would have is The Sims, and I don't even know if they. Yeah, they do. That's like the only free to play game that they have is The Sims 4. Um, but yeah, this is a pretty fun game too. I played through it a couple times and I quite enjoyed it. Like, I used to be a huge Star Wars nut as a kid. I'm not as into it as I used to be. Um, but I still have some liking for it. You know, I'm thinking I might pop this in a little later. I don't know. Last but not least is the Nintendo Switch. Here I actually got a Nintendo Switch Lite. Um, I remember when COVID hit, um, when we got our stimulus checks, I went to Walmart and cashed the check. I walked over to the games section, and this is the only one they had. This is the only Nintendo Switch they had. I wanted a regular version. I might actually try to get one, but for now, this is all I got. This Switch Lite, but it's if you only want to play Switch games on the go, this is good enough. Like, this is really, it does what it sets out to do. It's compact. It's easy to fit in the it's easy to fit in a pocket. It's like the size of a phone, you know. So it's very useful. Um, okay, so now on to the games I have for it. The first game I got for it, I actually can't find right now. It was Super Mario Maker 2. Just believe me on that. And some of the bigger games that I have for it, I have digitally. So, but here's the physical collection. Uh, what games did I? Screw it. We'll do it out of order. Anyway, here's a rarer one. Um, Super Mario 3D All Stars. Uh, this one actually had a limited run. Only like from September of 2020 to March of 2021. And I remember all the memes saying Mario didn't exist anymore, or he was like executed or something like that. But yeah, this received some harsh criticism back when it first came out. Uh, and I could definitely see where the criticism was coming from. Uh, but I will admit though, Mario 64 actually looks really good. It actually cleans up very well in this version, even though it's not the best for like speedrunning and stuff like that. It just looks really good, like really good. Super Mario Sunshine. I didn't play much of Super Mario Sunshine. Uh, I like. It's not that I didn't like it. It's a pretty fun game. It's just it's not really my thing. But I did happen to like it. What I did play of it, I did like. You know, it's just a well designed game. And Mario Galaxy, oh, Mario Galaxy is something special. Um, excuse me. Uh, Mario Galaxy. Uh, Mario Galaxy, I played through a little bit a couple years ago, and now I'm playing it again. I picked up where I left off. Uh, Mario Galaxy is a great game. I never got to play it on the Wii, so I can't tell you how good it is to play on here. but I'm personally enjoying it. Um, it makes it a little bit like, since they have like touchscreen controls and I can't really take the Joy Cons off my Nintendo Switch. Um, it's a it's pretty. They made it pretty accessible with like using the touchscreen and stuff. Um, yeah, really fun. Next up is Minecraft. It's a pretty decent version of Minecraft. It's probably I probably even played this more than the probably played this even more than the Xbox One version, which I've played like a ton. I've probably played this more than that. Um, this actually has like some added Mario content. It's called the Super Mario Mashup, and like there's just like, excuse me, um, just Mario content. I don't really know how else to say it. There's Mario content in it. It's Minecraft with Mario content. There's pretty much no other way to say it, but it is pretty daggone cool. Next up is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is probably one of my favorite Smash Brothers games. Um, Melee was great. Can't hate on Melee. Melee was great. But as much content as this has, I think this is one of my favorite, if not Brawl. Um, I never really got to play through Brawl, but so far, this is probably one of my favorite Smash Brothers games. Just because there's like so many characters to choose from and stuff. Like added DLC too. None of the DLC really caught my eye, except maybe Minecraft. So I didn't really buy it, buy any of it. I might one day, but like as of now, I don't really see myself jumping to buy it. Like, oh, I need it. You know. Next up is Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. I never played the original New Super Mario Brothers U on because I've never had a Wii U, but I've had pretty good fun with this. I'm stuck at a part in it right now, but I'm having a lot of fun with it anyway. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Next up is Super Mario Odyssey. Oh my goodness. Oh my good golly gosh. This is a great game. Okay, I haven't really beat it yet. I'm really close to beating it. But like, oh my goodness, what a ride this game is. If you haven't tried it, you should definitely try it. It is a really, really good game. Like the capture mechanic, you can capture so many things. It is so fun. Okay, this is getting on 30 minutes now, so this is pretty much going to be a lightning round. Uh, the Jump Force Deluxe Edition. Jump Force is basically you can play as some of the best anime characters of all time, and just duke it out. It's got a story mode. It's really fun. Last but not least, My Hero Academia One Justice. One, wait, no, one and two. Sorry, it's inverted on the computer screen, so I can't really tell. Um, yeah, these are fun games. Like, uh, one basically covers the second arc of season two and the first arc of season three. This one is basically second arc of season three, first arc of season four. And I wonder when they're gonna make a. If I wonder if they're gonna Bandai Namco is gonna make another one of these. I would really really like to see that because I really like those two games, and I would love to see how uh, Deku's quirk, like how his quirk, basically, spoiler alert, how his quirk basically evolved to like take the other quirks of the other one for all users. I would love to see how they implement that into his moveset. I think that would be so cool. Anyway, yeah, that does it. That was my game collection. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this or not. This is just a video that I made for fun. And yeah, that's it.